What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. There's this African content creator who actually lives in the DMV area, right? He's a great ambassador for Africa, and he always talks very well about my community, my DMV, Maryland, DC, and Virginia area. And if you want to, you'll recognize him when you see him. And if you want to learn about my area and the culture that created me, that created this guy who knows all these things, is because I have experience, because I grew up with Caribbeans and Africans and things like that. So I be knowing what I'm talking about. That's why I know what I'm talking about, because I have real world experience, right? But he made a great point, and I think African Americans need to understand this. He is trying to make a point that Africa is more than Ghana. All right, Ghana, I know Ghana has probably did the best job at promoting itself, and it's the gateway into Africa right now. But African Americans need to understand that Africa is more than Ghana. Ghana is one country with many different tribes, right? It's complex all by itself. But you got to understand that Africa is vast, okay? Not big, not large, not giant, but vast. And if you need to understand what vast means, because a lot of people don't understand that. They think big, vast, and giant, same thing. The universe is vast. The galaxy is big, right? Our solar system is large. The galaxy is big. The universe is vast. All right. That's the difference between big, large, giant, vast. Okay. Africa is vast. Its culture is vast. And even though African Americans, Afro Caribbeans, Afro Latinos are mostly West African and Central African, even that part of Africa, the culture is vast. The amount of different languages that belong to us is vast. The amount of different cultural practices is vast. The landmass is vast. The differences, the ethnic differences between all these people that share similarities, of course. Most of it is similar to an extent, and a lot of it blends with each other, you know, to in one way or another. But there's still differences is vast. So there are a vast amount of experiences that we could be having in Africa, and we need to explore other places in Africa. Like, there's 54 countries in Africa. We got to stop thinking about Africa like a giant country. All right. Like, everybody's the same. Everybody's not the same. And that's the amazing thing. Everybody is not the same. The world is Africa. Africa's the world. We make up the majority of the different ethnic and genetic groups of the planet. Europeans and Asians are like basically one group of people, basically, compared to us. We are literally the diversity of the planet, right? And we should be learning and exploring and visiting these places and not be scared to go visit, because, like I said, Africa is vast. So that means even though there's conflict happening in certain countries, there's conflict happening in every country, right? So we got to stop thinking that just because something's happening over here, that means I can't go to Africa, I'm scared. Like, okay, just because violence happened in one portion of Chicago doesn't mean you can't come to America and visit, right? Just because Baltimore is not the best place in the world doesn't mean you can't come to America and visit, right? So just because you have, you know, most of the middle of America is racist, right? Still doesn't mean you can't come to America and visit. There are places that are not racist, and they're nowhere close to the danger. You can come to Florida, you can go to DC, you can come to Maryland, you can go to New York and never experience that Midwestern, Western racism. There's all kinds of things you can do in America and not run into the dangers that America offers, right? Same thing goes with Africa. Yes, there's conflicts, and you know the white Western media likes to throw that in our faces, right? Oh, it's dangerous. Everybody's going to war. But Africa is vast. There's never going to be a time where the world is just all peaceful, okay? There's never, as a matter of fact, this is, despite all the things that you see going on right now, this is the most peaceful time in human history. It is. We're killing each other less than we used to, all right, in human history, even though it doesn't seem that way. But if you knew about history, you would realize this is a pretty damn peaceful time. And we're getting better and better and better at it, right? But for us African Americans, we need to realize that we need to go to other places like Cameroon, Ghana, Benin, Togo, right? Angola, right? Congo, DRC. There's other places we can go. Yes, there's conflicts happening in those areas, but they're in small portions, and there are safe places we can visit. And we need to explore that, and not just, keep visiting Ghana, but understand Africa is not just Ghana, okay? Africa is much bigger than Ghana, right? Ghana is a small piece of Africa, right? And we need to make sure we don't just overload Ghana, just think everything's Ghana and then view Africa from just a Ghana perspective when there are thousands of different languages and ethnic groups, hundreds of different nations that we need to be exploring and learning and absorbing, right? So we can know. We need to be able to name all 54 countries. We need to be able to name the capitals the same way they used to teach us to name the capitals in America. We as African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos should be naming the capitals of all 54 states, right? That's that kind of stuff, right? So that we can have an even perspective of Africa and a more nuanced and complex perspective of Africa. That's what we need to work on in the future. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna let him say it because he's gonna say it better than me. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
It's almost 3 a.m. I will not sleep until I address Black Americans today. Dear Black Americans, I'm begging you in the name of ancestors who didn't leave Africa through one airport. I'm begging you in the name of West and Central African coastline. I'm begging you in the name of map of Africa. I'm begging you in the name of African countries who didn't hire PR teams. I'm begging you in the name of ancestors who didn't leave Africa from one zip code. Please, stop treating Africa like it's a country group project where only Ghana did their homework. Yes, Ghana is beautiful. The history is powerful. The castles are still standing, but use your brain and your passport. Your roots didn't come from one departure gate. They were taken from across West and Central African coasts, from different languages, different cultures, different tribes and kingdoms. Africa is made up of 54 countries, not buy one, take one destination. Every time you guys go to the motherland, you post about Ghana, Ghana. There are other parts of Africa where history was made, like the Bimbia slave trade port in Cameroon. This site still exists today. History happened in this place. Ancestors, they passed through there too. But it's not trending, it's quiet. Are we trying to erase that part of history? Huh? Have you guys forgotten that your DNA is layered? Your DNA is mixed. Your DNA is regional. Your DNA is continental. I'm not saying don't go to Ghana. I'm saying stop treating Africa like it has only one front door. Learn deeper. Explore wider. Because your story is stronger than one stamp in your passport. They also came from Nigeria, Benin, Cameroon, Ghana, Senegal, and more. Don't visit only one place, only Ghana. Please, after Ghana, explore more. Go and explore. Please, I'm begging you. Because there is history in other places, not just Ghana. Yes, ancestors came from other parts of Africa.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.